All right, I'm Yellowbird, Yellow Bill, and this is part 5 of Yellowbird Resiliency. There you go, Resiliency with Yellowbird. All right, part 5, review. Resiliency is the ability to grow and thrive in the face of challenges and bounce back from adversity. This includes the 4 pillars of resiliency, which are mental, physical, social, and spiritual. Mental is paying attention to your needs and feelings. Our thoughts control our energy. Physical is the connection between your mind and body. Strong bodies build strong minds. Social is your interpersonal relationships, which help widen perspectives and grow character. Then there's your spiritual, which is adhering to beliefs, principles, or values. All right, we've gone over resiliency, goal setting, hunting the good stuff, ATC, energy management, avoiding thinking traps, detecting icebergs, and problem solving. This week, we're going to put it in perspective and talk about mental games. Put it in perspective is to stop catastrophic thinking, reduce anxiety, and improve problem solving by identifying the worst, best, and most likely outcomes of a situation. Mental games help change the focus away from counterproductive thinking to enable greater concentration and focus on the task at hand. Put it in perspective, the goal here is to lower anxiety so that you can accurately assess the situation and deal with it. This is not to pretend that life is nothing but flowers and sausages. This is not meant to deny real problems. All right. Catastrophizing is triggered by an activating event. Catastrophizing is when you waste critical energy ruminating about the irrational worst case outcomes of a situation. Catastrophizing is not the same as identifying the worst case and contingency planning. Contingency planning is productive. Catastrophizing is counterproductive. Catastrophizing is a slippery slope. It's a downward spiral thinking. It creates high levels of anxiety, decreases focus, and increases helplessness. It prevents you from taking purposeful action. It's a slippery slope. It will make you go into a downward spiral, most definitely. And that is something we want to avoid, especially in trading, because that once you start catastrophizing, everything just goes to absolute crap and all your mistakes just compound. All right, putting it into perspective, you're going to describe the activating event. You're going to capture the worst case thoughts, generate the best case thoughts, identify most likely outcomes, develop a plan for dealing with the most likely outcome. All right, so catastrophizing depletes energy, stops problem solving, and generates unhelpful anxiety. You need to stop catastrophizing by capturing the worst, then generate the best, both of which help you to focus on the most likely. Develop a plan. Once you are focused on the most likely plan, develop a plan for dealing with the situation. Optimism is the primary focus of putting it into perspective, or PIP. PIP is a method to stop catastrophic thinking and deal with the most likely outcomes. Use PIP when you're making a mountain out of a molehill. I mean, we all do that. We all do that quite a bit in our own lives and within trading, and we see it in the chat a lot of times. here on this worksheet here, you're going to describe your event, your activating event. And then on number 2, you're going to capture your worst case scenario. And then number 3, generate your best case scenario, and then work back into the middle and identify the most likely, and then develop the plan dealing with doing number 5. It's important. These don't go from left to right. You know, you go top, left, right, middle, bottom. You got to stay in order to make this work. All right. And, you need to describe the activating event, capture the worst case scenario, generate the best case, and then identify the most likely, and then identify your plan. Catastrophizing decreases mental toughness and prevents problem solving. Once you get in that downward spiral, you're not looking clearly at the problem, and you're just looking at you're looking only at the problem. You're not looking at the solution to the problem. All right. You can help stop catastrophizing by putting it into perspective and using this worksheet, capturing the worst case, generating the best case, identifying the most likely. All right. Now, mental games. All right. These are used as a quick distraction from or to I struggle with this word every time. Compartmentalize counterproductive thoughts that are interfering with the ability to effectively engage with the task at hand. In order to be effective, mental games must engage your full attention, be hard and fun, and be done within a few minutes. All right. Some examples. There's math games like you start with 1,000 and then just pick a random number like 7 and then just count backwards from 1,000 by 7s, like 1,000, 993, 986, 979, 972, 965, 958, 951, and so on and so forth. There's alphabet games you can play. I'll work your way through the alphabet and naming someone for each pair of initials. An example would be you would start with AB, A being the first name, B being the last name. Let me think. Alec Baldwin. And then you would go to the next one, BC, Bill Cosby. And then CD, Cameron Diaz, DE, Dwight Eisenhower. And just so on and so on and so on. Category games, name all, college football teams, and just name as many as you can think of in 2 minutes. Then another one is repeating the alphabet backwards. Now, not only will that help you in focusing here and trying refocus on what you're doing, the task at hand, but it might help you if you ever get pulled over, if you get good at it. Another thing is positive imagery. Create a detailed positive image of a situation or a memory that helps you to feel calm, positive, or confident. You really want to include as many details in the image as possible so that the image is vivid. You're trying to focus on it as much as possible and give your full attention in order to more effectively help you engage with the task at hand. These techniques, the mental games, they require a lot of practice in order to get the full benefit out of them. The mental games can be used in conjunction with other skills in the program that we've been discussing. Once again, self-regulation is the primary target of the mental games. That's what you're really trying to work on, is the self-regulation. use mental games as a temporary fix when your thoughts are distracting you from the immediate goal or task. Change your thoughts by playing games or using the techniques that are fun, challenging, and that you can do in just a few minutes. The skill of mental games is used to compartmentalize or change the focus away from counterproductive thoughts to enable critical thinking and optimal performance. Mental games involves playing quick, fun, and challenging games and using techniques that lower your anxiety and promote positive emotion. All right, what are your questions in regards to resiliency with Yellowbird? You can unmute your mic or ask your questions in Futures Premium. Yes, catastrophizing is essentially self-sabotage. It's where you just focus on the negative and continue to focus on the negative, and you start playing those them games, me games, the things that that I discussed in previous classes, where you shift the blame all onto yourself or onto others and stuff like that. Yeah, we are playing out our own scenarios, but there's a lot of times where we see people who do trade, and then things start going bad, and they start blaming it on, other things and market makers. Yes. And they just go down a dark hole and they continue to spiral. And I mean, there's some people that are famous for it in the group. And we know who they are. I'm not going to name any names, but we know who they are. Yeah, that would be a name. I'm not going to say it on the recording for YouTube, but that would be one. I'll tell you one thing, I'm definitely guilty myself of it. I still struggle with it. The other day, I went into a dark place, and actually my wife told me, was like, hey, you are going to that bad place and you are going to start losing a lot of money. You need to step away. And I'm glad that she was around, because she stopped me from going into that spiral downward and losing a lot of money. Do we have any other questions? All right. Well, that's going to conclude the recorded portion. Just remember that if you have any more questions about resiliency, go ahead and look me up on Discord. in the Moneyline Discord future section, or comment on this YouTube video, and I'll get back to you and let you know. You can check us out at Moneyline. We've got a bunch of great analysis and great traders and great voice. Check us out in Discord on Moneyline. I will have the link on the YouTube video.